Hello, everybody. This is Near Lightshine again, doing commentary for the Open World Randomizer Weekly. I am here today with Goron 1988. Welcome.
Hello. It's lovely to be here to see another Open Weekly. It is what we have every week, every Sunday at this time. It is an open seed, meaning that you don't have to go through Hyrule Castle, and it's a standard 7 crystals to get into GT and 7 crystals to defeat Ganon. It should be a lot of fun. We've got some brilliant runners here, and I'm feeling great. How are you feeling, Nira?
I am doing good. We are going to be calling the race between Power to Mario, Professor Renderer, P-Train, and Surge.
Yep. And alongside these four, there's about 20 in the race room themselves. We'll be giving updates at the end of the race, besides the interviews, on other races that aren't displayed here on the restream.
Yep, we'll be starting to in just a second. There we go. We are starting now. And in Sanctuary, we got the Moon Pearl, and in Link's house, we got the bombs. Yeah, and we got all crystals in the Light World.
Okay, so it seems as though Power to Mario, Professor Enter, and Surge are going into Hyrule Castle, whilst P-Train is going to be checking the Lost Woods. The Moon Pearl that P-Train got will probably be something that all the other runners will get. The tree pull just green rupees as they enter into the well.
Yep, and the second tree pull still just green rubies. It was hearts on the bush crab, 50 rubies in the Uncle chest, and a heart container on Uncle.
Yep. So we'll see if that money is needed for Zora. As P-Train did check Lumberjack Ledge, I did miss it. Did you see what it was, Nira?
Yeah, it was 3 bombs.
Okay, so that's not needed today. Aga might still be in play until we get either a Power Glove and a Hammer, or those mitts.
Yep.
So.
And just a heart container in the mushroom spot.
Yep. As P-Train is making his way to the drop down. And what is it today? That is just 10 arrows.
Ugh.
So with this start, we will soon be seeing P-Train going into Blind's Hut and the Kakariko Well, both with 5 items each. So that's 10 items. So we should be seeing a lot of density here, and hopefully a route for where our runners can go further in the game.
Yep, and also, yes, Goddess, we need at least a sword, master sword, or a sword and a cape, and master sword and the lamp.
Yes, that is true. So
actually, yeah, I was just about to say, actually, we don't need the sword, but I'm like, oh wait, we have to cut the curtain before Aga. And there's the fire rod in the well.
Yep, that gives access to, well, once P-Train gets everything else, it will help with Desert Palace, the Tower of Hera, Skull Woods, all of that stuff. So that should be good. In the meantime, other runners have found the gloves, Power to Mario, and a lot of money in Blind's Hut.
Yeah, also, there was a blue potion bottle inside of the well, too. And there was a fairy in a bottle with the stuff in Blind's Hut.
Yep, those bottles definitely will be good for checking Sick Kid. One of those checks that can become out of the way sooner or later, just because the checks can dry up and you can never have a bottle for about an hour. Some seeds are like that.
Yep, so. And then there are some seeds where you get all 4 bottles in Hyrule Castle somehow.
Yeah. That glove does look nice, because what that probably means is that some of the runners may save and quit after they do everything in Kakariko and check the back of Escape.
Yep.
Otherwise, runners would have to have the lamp and go through the whole of Escape in order to get those items.
Yeah, in the chicken hut, we got 20 rubies.
Still, our runners on 500 or whatnot. Zora, well, you can just do Zora, as much as I remember, so that should be good.
Yep, I think you need like 810 rubies total, or no, 820 total for everything in the game.
Yeah, so everything in the game, from memory, that would be Digging Game, Zora, Kiki. I mean, that puts it up to 690 for me, but there must be something else I'm missing as well, really.
Chess game.
Ah, yes. So, P-Train is...
Yeah, the Aga's still not out of the question. They still need the hammer and the the mitts, along with a sword and lamp. Or, yeah.
I mean, they just need the mitts or the hammer in order to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I brain farted on that. I was describing what you needed for it not to be and what you needed for it to be.
It happens. Power 2 Mario is checking the back of Escape. Getting that hammer...
Aga's dead.
Yep, Aga's pretty much dead. I'm trying to think if there's any way that Aga could not be dead. Yeah, Aga's dead.
There's not.
I did see a match, and this was a long time ago, where all the runners got mitts, but they couldn't get to the right side. They couldn't get to Palace of Darkness, which was a crystal. So they actually needed to do Aghanim in order to get the mitts, in order to in order to get the hammer, in order to get to the right side.
I called one a while back where the hammer and the hook shot were both on Pyramid Fairy.
But yeah, so... Well, Power 2 Mario is just going to make his way to the Village of Outcasts, as P-Train is going to be checking Mini Moldorm Cave, and Professor Endra is checking the dam. And it doesn't seem as though there was much there.
Also, it's 8:30 because I forgot that it's the bladesmiths need 10 rubies for their service. So I was close.
It does definitely take a while, and that's Cane of Samaria in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Swamp Palace is green pendant. Ice Palace and TR are the other pendants, and Thieves Town and Skull Woods are our reds.
Okay, yeah. Thank
you, Nustria.
Definitely.
It looks like Power to Mario is going to go do Mothula right away. He's got the blue potion and stuff, so he could.
I hate to say it, but sadly, Power to Mario can't, because you need the sword in order to cut the curtains on the way to Mothula. So
true.
Probably checking the key chest and coming back round. In the meantime, Professor Renderer is making his way up to the Ice Rock Cave, so we'll see what's there.
Yep, and Power to Mario getting the health or the magic refill there. Yeah, a sword could be in Skull Woods.
Yeah, it could be.
Professor, he's gonna have to use the fairy he had. Oof.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
That could have been without a fairy for a start, really. Power 2 Mario is making his way to the back. There is one chest that Power 2 Mario can check here, so that's what he'll try. Professor Renderer not happy with that single arrow in Ice Rock Cave, and P-Train is checking Hype Cave. So
Yep,
what's in Hype Cave?
Out of Mario, you're forgetting something. You don't got the sword.
P-Train has found the flippers in Hype Cave, so that is good. That's going to make wandering over to Zora a lot easier.
Yep, Power to Mario just realized he did not have a sword. We're finding everything early in the seed. Where's the troll? There's always a troll. Get your guesses in chat where the troll is. Just 10 arrows in the back in the front there.
Don't tempt me. Do you really want to tempt me?
Yes, I love trolls.
Okay, so basically the ice rod is in King's Tomb, and the ice rod gives ether, which is the medallion for Misery Maya. That's my call, and if it happens, it's terrible. There you go. If you want a troll, there's a troll.
There's a hook shot on Hobo.
Okay, and yeah, thank you, chat, for that one. So, hook shot is, well, I mean, it's out of logic, but hook shot will be good for East Death Mountain, effectively. So.
And 20 rubies and a piece of heart. There was blue mail as well in the Hype Cave along with the flippers, but Professor Renderer just got his fairy back.
That's definitely a good thing.
The waterfall fairy gave you a free fairy in a bottle. And on Zora Ledge, just a heart container.
Yeah. P-Train got those. Yeah. So flippers were in Hype Cave, and let's see what's on Zora. What is on Zora? This always interests me.
You know, Swamp is almost completable. They just need the mirror.
Oh, the red boomerang. Not that good. So P-Train is going into. Let me see. Is this Village of Outcasts then? As Power to Mario is making his way to, well, to Palace of Darkness. Palace of Darkness, what's needed there should be the bow and the lamp logically, but these runners should know their dark rooms, so they should be able to, go through all these, traverse these rooms.
Also, chess game just having 20 rubies.
Yeah. Close to nothing on that one. And yeah,
I have seen bow be in this chest right here. Also, green ruby in the brewery. And this is not bow locked.
Yeah, so the right side is not bow locked, although there's ways of skipping it with regards to glitches using the bottle. But there's that one statue at the back which does lock the getting the crystal out of pod, so that's not possible. But we'll see what Power 2 Mario does here. P-Train opening up Thieves Town. There are 4 chests at the frontier. It is common for our runners to do something like this, so not many other runners are going this way, so we'll be able to see what's here.
The big key was I didn't hear. Did you say the big key was in the first chest there?
No, I didn't. It was in the first chest, and the map is in the second chest.
Yep, so we've already got 2 of the dungeon items in here.
Yeah, so at the very least, one of these is definitely a small key or an item. We'll just have to see. And Power 2 Mario has Mimic clipped effectively. I didn't see it, but I'd assume it's something like that. In order to get to the back and check these 2 items. And that is the boots on P-Train side in Thieves Town. definitely good to see. Desert Palace is a crystal, so boots could be in play here.
Yep. Renderer getting his flippers.
Yep. Just seeing. So, yeah, P-Train deciding to go deeper into Thieves Town.
Well, it's a crystal. You might as well.
Yep. It is a crystal, and P-Train does have everything needed for it, so we'll see how this goes. There's no swords to make it a little bit easier, so it will be a tough fight for Blind, but if Blind has something important, that will definitely be useful.
I would personally, since it's the Cane of Samar or Cane of Samaria, I'd be using hammer strats on Blind myself. But P-Train probably could do both. And just the compass in the attic. There's the big key in pod.
And Power to Mario trying to fight these enemies in order to flip the switch and get further into pod right now. Professor Ender is opening pod. I did notice Surge is in a dark room at the moment. Where specifically is Surge?
I think he's in Dark Cross.
Okay.
There's the ice rod.
So the ice rod means that, well, Trinex is defeatable effectively. But Trinex might not be needed, so there's the first sword. Which chat was asking where the first sword was. It's Palace of Darkness.
Yep. And the big key is locking the small key in Thieves Town.
Okay.
And half magic on the old man.
Blind giving enough a joke, and sadly P-Train doesn't have a sword this time, but we do know it's in Palace of Darkness.
Oof. Power to Mario, I think, made a mistake there. And he's got a fairy, so if he does die, which he does not.
Yeah, and that's the powder which can be turned in soon. P-Train would have to save and quit, but yeah, we'll see. And Surge is making his way up the mountain, so we'll see what happens in Paradox Cave. That is 7 items in Paradox Cave itself, 1 in Spiral Cave, 2 items in Tower of Hera. P-Train is saving and quitting, so we'll see where he goes. And yeah, well, Professor Ender and I believe Power to Mario are both in Palace of Darkness.
Yep. Power to Mario getting that 1 item in the bottom of the dark rooms.
It's the room with the Dodongos in the left side. I never know what to call it as well. So nothing at the bottom of Paradox Cave.
Nope, but there's still 5 checks left to do. Dark Maze is what it's called, okay.
Yeah. By one of our trackers, and yeah. Our trackers today are Hugo and Lightyear. And you can just put it by !C.
Also, Bombos was in Paradox Cave.
Good. So, but yeah. So let me see. I'm just thinking what else is left. Power to Mario has done the rest of pod. P-Train is finally giving us a look on Hyrule Castle because nobody's done that before. Surge will give us Tower of Hera and Spiral Cave. Basically, Floating Island is just 20 rupees this time, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by Professor Renderer's routing in Pod.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. P-Train gets the shovel out of the boomerang chest.
Oof.
And the Tower of Hera first check was just the map, so we'll see if there's a bit more here.
No, we know what the stun prize is. It's 1 bomb.
Power 2 Mario can defeat Marthula, and there's nothing in Hyrule Castle. Power 2 Mario is going to the back of Skullwoods. Just trying to think. Power 2 Mario has been here before, if I'm correct, so all he needs to do is Mothula itself, and perhaps the front. I don't know if he did the big chest in the front itself.
No, he didn't. We're fire locked in Hera. Wait, but they...
Well,
oh, yeah, they might be fire locked, but everybody has a fire source.
Yeah, Surge is deciding to use Hera Part in order to get further up the tower. And Power 2 Mario is now facing off against Marthula.
P-Train just picked up his hook shot.
So we've got Crystal Skullwoods with Power 2 Mario facing off against Marthula, and Crystal Tower of Hera with Surge facing off against Moldorm. Power 2 Mario defeats Marthula first and gets a compass.
Ironically, both bosses are being killed by hammer.
It's a good weapon.
Oh yeah. And just 20 rubies on Hera.
So Power 2 Mario getting out of Skullwoods. There is another item in Hera, isn't there?
Yeah.
But that would be locked in the big chest, which is fire locked. So it's a Hera basement problem.
Yep, that's going to be in the back of everybody's minds too. I am surprised that Surge didn't decide. Actually, it makes no sense to go back into the basement for the big key and spend several minutes coming back. Not when there's still so many checks to do.
Surge is going to be checking the Spiral Cave drop down. So that's a new check here. Power 2 Mario is clearing out the front of Skullwoods. And nothing yet. That one item still eludes us. And just money on Spiral Cave.
Yep, and just key, map, compass, and so far in Skullwoods. And 3 bombs. Ugh.
Yeah. So, at this time, all our runners are doing checks that the other runners are doing. If you like what you see, these are brilliant runners, brilliant people. Give them a follow. It should be exclamation mark. Yeah.
Fire Rod was in Kakariko Well. Sorry, chat was asking.
Chat needs to know. Chat deserves to know. P-Train is giving us Bond Crocs, one of 2 checks that is locked by the boots. It's the book. Oh, this is big. So, with regards to the book can be the only logical access to Desert Palace, effectively. If the mitts are in Desert Palace, then it means that the book was necessary. The book also, you can use it for Ether Tablet and Bombo's Tablet, but you need 2 swords for that.
Yep. Also, the sword is out of logic. Nobody had a fire source to get it. Actually, no, that's not true. Fire Rod was their fire source to get the sword.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
So Professor Ender and Serge are going up into Skull Woods. We've seen this before. Power 2 Mario will soon get those boots. And P-Train is now climbing the mountain, getting that half magic off Old Man.
Yep. Also, flippers might be optional too.
Yes, flippers might be optional with regards to, because Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are both pendants.
Yep. And Swamp's the only one that's a green pendant. Oh yeah, half magic is out of logic, but that's not an important item that you need to beat the game.
I mean, everything on the mountain's out of logic, so just to double check.
Actually, hookshot isn't for those who have the flippers.
Yeah, Bombos is out of logic, that's all.
Where was... I thought... No, Bombos was in Paradox Cave. Oh,
the
yeah.
lamp or the flute is needed for Paradox Cave. Everything after the cave, basically.
Oh, true. And Renderer took a death on Moth, but he had his backup fairy.
Yeah, definitely good to see. Come on, Renderer.
Renderer, switch! Drink your blue potion!
Yeah.
I have never seen Renderer struggle that much with the Mothula fight.
I mean, Mothra is down, and that is Professor Renderer's first crystal at 26 minutes.
Ooh, Surge got grabbed by the Wall Master.
Yep.
Wonder if that was intentional. Because he kind of just stood there and let it happen.
So P-Train is going up to Hera. Surge and Professor Renderer are in Skull Woods. Power 2 Mario is in Thieves Town. So there's basically nothing new at the moment, really. Ether is just couch cash, so Ether Tablet is not necessary this seed.
Nope. Oh. Surge,
Yep, wall mastered again.
That time I know was intentional. I think he decided that chest in the beginning was too much to look past. Sadly, it is absolute garbage that's inside of it.
So P-Train is doing a Hera pot in order to forego Hera basement. We'll see if P-Train still decides to do Hera basement after the Moldorm fight. In the meantime, well, Power 2 Mario is going to face off against Blind.
Yep, Surge forgot he had a fairy.
Oh gosh. For his second crystal. Now the thing is that both Skullwoods and Thieves Town are red crystals. And Pyramid, Catfish have not been checked, so Power 2 Mario might do Pyramid, Catfish, and Pyramid Fairy in one fell swoop. And if there's anything on Pyramid Fairy, this will be brilliant for Power 2 Mario.
Does something happen to Surge's screen?
Yeah, hopefully these things it will go back eventually. So we'll just hope. for the time being. But yeah, we've still got our fetch quests. We have powder, we have shovel, both haven't been checked. So those will be interesting to see the hand in. The main thing is that pyramid fairy turn in.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is it? There's nothing on Bumper Ledge. It probably was shown before, but on Professor Ender's side, it's shown again. It's just a piece of heart.
Yeah, I'm looking at Surge's stream. It's up. I don't know what's going on then.
Let me see. So, Power to Mario getting the big bomb for the 5-6 crystals and is making his way to Pyramid Fairy. Even if this is a Pyramid Ledge item, it will be interesting. Yep, there's just one sword, and that one sword is in pod.
Yep. And thankfully it was in logic. But these players are good enough that out of logic stuff probably wouldn't affect them.
Power to Mario making his way up the steps of the pyramid. Puts the big bomb in front of the fairy fountain. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Blows up. Checks Pyramid Ledge. Mitts? And on Pyramid Ledge are the Titan's mitts. Yes! So that's... The bomb didn't help as much. We will see what items are in Pyramid Fairy Cave. But those Titan's mitts are big. There's the lamp and the Master Sword.
Okay, Pyramid was the play.
Pyramid was definitely the play. That just gives so much. I mean, Master Sword makes a lot of fights easier, is necessary for Ganon as much as I know. The lamp makes a lot of dark rooms easier. Some dark rooms you need the lamp for, and the mitts are needed for Misery Mire. Will it be 4 in a row because of Catfish? That is the question. Will there be bow on Catfish? Is that what's happening?
Or Kane O'Brien or something. Give us something.
Now, on P-Train's side, P-Train is going through Desert Palace, has found the flute on the right side of Desert Palace. The Catfish just giving a heart.
You know, Sarsparella's hut has not been checked. Where's Power to Mario going? Is he going? Oh, he hasn't done a mini Moldorm cave. Oh, that's right. He doesn't got the Cane of Samaria.
So, I mean, yeah. That pyramid play is big. Having the boots does help a lot. Although most players have the boots by now, actually. So we'll see what Power to Mario does with that advantage of mitts, lamp, and the sword. Of course, because of mitts, players will go to pyramid eventually, but it depends. You've got to determine that Skullwoods and Thieves Town are the crystals you go for right now. Yeah, so Power Team Mario is now doing Ice Rock Cave. P-Train is doing the back of Desert, so we'll see what happens with that. And Professor Ender is going through Thieves Town. So Professor Ender, of the runners that we know currently, will be the second to get both Skullwoods and Thieves Town crystals. And that means that Professor Ender will have those mitts, which is brilliant. Yep, so... yeah, chat just saying dipping pending ice after this, maybe. Power 2 Mario seems to be doing the under the bridge play. I can't remember if Power 2 Mario has done Zora. I know there wasn't much on Zora itself, but it's a possibility.
It was just the red meringue and a heart container there.
Yeah. So... P-Train does have that crystal for Desert Palace and is going to be checking Agina's Cave. Professor Ender, now getting that Thieves Town crystal, will probably be doing Pyramid and getting all those good items. But we'll see what he does. And Power 2 Mario is going to give us a new check. That check is King's Tomb.
And it holds 20 rubies.
So nothing there effectively. Yeah. I still don't believe anybody's done Magic Bat or the Dig Spot yet, so...
I think that's where P-Train and Power to Mario are heading right now. Nope, not... P-Train's activating his flute.
Flute will definitely give a lot more options with regards to movement, so that's definitely good.
Oh, Dig Spot was checked?
Oh.
What was on it?
But yeah. Professor Ender is now doing Dig Game, just 20 rupees. So, which has been done before. And Power 2 Mario is going to be checking Lumberjack Dropdown. Finds out it's effectively nothing. And P-Train does Magic Bat. Now, what does Magic Bat give? Is it a bow?
It is the mirror. 20 rupees.
Nope, just 20 rupees. P-Train is making... Sorry, Power 2 Mario is making his way up the mountain logically now. We'll be able to do Tower of Hera. P-Train is making his way into Palace of Darkness. Oh, well, Eastern Palace actually, and Sahasrara. So this will be some new information. So 3 items in the back of Sahasrara's closet. And those are bombs, the bug net, and a piece of heart. And yes, exactly as chat says, Eastern Palace can have the bow, so it's completely possible. P-Train does flute out of there, not willing to commit to Eastern Palace just yet, and is going to do Palace of Darkness first then.
Professor Renderer just got his Titan's mitts.
Yep. Power 2 Mario does have the mitts, so this means that Power 2 Mario, after doing the first cycle of everything in the light world, which will probably include the Tower of Hera because Power 2 Mario doesn't have the mirror, he will then do Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave. And yeah, nobody's liking EP so far. The thing is, they will have to do it. You can't skip out on EP if you want to defeat Ganon.
Look like we got Surge's stream back up for a second.
It looks as though Surge has done Thieves Town and Skull Woods, and is going for that for Pyramid, which would be good for him.
Yep, we'll give him the Titan's Mitts and other stuff.
Yeah. So, Power to Mario making his way into Hera. Well, bomboses all the enemies away. And we'll probably just get whatever item is on the tablet, which we know is nothing because it's been checked before. And yay, Surge's stream is working, so that's good.
Yep,
Surge
there's
getting those
Titan's
mitts.
Mitts. Oh, sorry.
No worries. But yeah, from memory, what would Surge have?
Well, he doesn't got a sword still. He's got a shield, fire rod, hook shot, blue tunic.
So, yeah, definitely has the boots as well. Probably hasn't done... This is strange. So, Surge has the boots, so I'd assume Surge has done Thieves Town, but not Skull Woods yet. Starting off, Surge has done Death Mountain, so I'd assume he has the Bombos and the Fire Rod. Probably also has, well, has to have the Hammer, because that's the initial way into all of it. Trying to think. I think Powder as well, but I'm not sure what else. Oh yeah, definitely Kane. Yeah, so Power to Mario is defeating Moldorm. And yeah, the fun part with all of this is that basically at the end of this, Power to Mario will be able to check Dark Death Mountain and be able to see Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave that has 6 items between both of them. And will be able to check what's needed with respect to Turtle Rock. And the question is, if you've got the medallion, do you take the dip? I don't think so. I think Power to Mario probably know that he's doing okay, at the very least. Actually pretty well, but I mean, the thing is that I don't think Power to Mario would feel behind enough in order to make that big a gamble. Yeah, so Professor Ender, having those mitts, is making his way up the mountain. So we'll probably be doing the same route as Power to Mario is. Surge is now doing Super Bunny Cave, so has left Super Bunny Cave. I didn't see what was that on Surge's side.
I didn't either.
But yeah. And it is Bombos. Turtle Rock is open and I believe fully clearable. It does have a lot of items.
It's not going to be fun to do that without a sword. There's the bow!
Oh! And the bow is... Yeah, and the bow and Quake on Hookshot Cave. The bow, Quake, a bee, and 3 bombs. Those items nearly make it certain that Turtle Rock is not needed. The only item that would be needed to collect, the only item that puts our runners, well, basically, our runners are in go mode now, but the only item, well, Surge technically needs, does Surge need the lamp? I don't think so. I might be missing on something, because you can just use the fire rods. Technically, maybe for Eastern Palace needs the lamp, but otherwise, practically Surge is in go mode. You know, if you're speaking logically, Oh yeah, Surge needs 2 swords. Yeah, that's gonna be the problem. Just trying to think. Yeah, Surge does also need the book, which I believe was the book Bonkrox? I think it might have been. I can check.
That or King's Tomb. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, well, if anybody can tell me, I forgot to note it down, so my apologies, everybody.
All I know is Eastern and Pod are fully completable right now. On Power to Mario and Surge's sides, I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, on all of this, some people like to go into Pod first because the higher item density, and then hope for the mirror in this specific circumstance. Surge has decided to just go into Eastern Palace and then go into Palace of Darkness. We know because everybody else has been in Palace of Darkness that this is the correct play. But Surge does not, so a little bit of luck for him.
And well, both of them are crystals, so he's gonna do them anyway.
Yeah. So Surge getting the first item, just a piece of heart. There are 2 more items in Eastern Palace. Yeah. In the meantime, Power 2 Mario is going fast behind Surge in this one. Power 2 Mario does have the bow. Well, does have the lamp as well, so is close to... is pretty much go mode, unless Misery Maya is Ether, so... If Power 2 Mario gets Ether, then Power 2 Mario is definitely in go mode. Professor Andra getting his 3rd crystal in Tower of Hera.
You know where Ether could be? It could be on Pedestal, if that is required. Does P-Train have higher than Fighter Sword?
I'm just trying to look. Doesn't look like that. P-Train using Fire Rod shots, which are decent against Moth, so it does make sense. Using them quite masterfully.
I know, but he was one-shotting mini Moldorms when he was running through them.
And the mushroom is in Eastern Palace, another fetch quest. Not something Power 2 Mario needs to worry about. Surge is going for the big key chest, and Surge has already gotten that mushroom. Does not have the lamp, so this is a little bit harder for Surge, but he gets into the right room of the dark rooms at the front, picks up the key, and is heading back. As Power 2 Mario does have the lamp, this makes it a little bit easier for Power 2 Mario, and actually gives Power 2 Mario a bit of time. I mean, you can see that Power 2 Mario has just overtaken Surge just by having the lamp. Of course, it's not a direct comparison, but it shows how much of a convenience these items can be.
Yep, Renderer is doing Harapot here.
Yep, pulls it off. So, 3rd item in Eastern Palace was just an upgraded shield. So Eastern Palace was pretty much a bust, unless you count that mushroom. Power 2 Mario is going to make his way through the dark room, picks up that key, makes it easily to the back. Surge will try to do this without the lamp. Should be practiced in it. Ah yes, can just use the Fire Rod in order to get off the shots, but has to defeat many of those enemies in order to do so.
Yep, Renderer is heading to Dark Warp. Oh no, he's doing Spiral Cave.
now it's Power 2 Mario versus the Armos Knights. Gets in position, gets hit off by the Armos Knights, and is now just firing those arrows off against the enemy.
And he ran out of arrows with that last shot.
Well, that is a save. Power 2 Mario gets his 4th crystal at 48 minutes and 56 seconds. So Power 2 Mario is going south. This is probably for Pod. Power 2 Mario has done Pod while Surge, as much as we know from the lack of sword that Surge has not done Pod. So Power 2 Mario will just make his way to the back, and Surge gets his Eastern Palace crystal.
Yep, Renderer's getting his Bloomerang and his 20 rubies. P-Train, I think, yeah, P-Train's getting the big bomb.
Yep, this will be good for P-Train because Pyramid Fairy has the Master Sword and the Lamp, and on Pyramid Ledge there are the mitts, so this is big.
Yep.
Professor Ender getting that bow in Hookshot Cave, and then getting Quake straight after. So Professor Ender in a decent place. I'm just trying to think. Professor Ender hasn't done Eastern Palace? More like Western Palace, Desert Palace, which has the flute. So after the flute, Professor Ender, if he goes to Desert Palace, will be in a good stead. P-Train picks up those mitts, and Surge is going into Pod. And Power 2 Mario is going to the back. Has 1 hour left, and hits the statue. That should be easy, but on 1 hour left, it did raise my heartbeat a little bit. Professor Ender has checked Spike Cave. It is just a piece of heart.
Yep. I wish our runners would be a little bit more considerate of us. Don't make our hearts cringe like that.
They never do. They're never considerate.
How about you guys? And I wouldn't want to run the sea. What am I doing? Talking about? I had my 15 minutes of fame last week, where I had to do Master Sword Silver's Ganon.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, in fact, if I went back and did it now, I would just do spin strats on Ganon because it took me so long to get the rhythm down with Master Sword on him.
And chat saying thank you. It's something I didn't notice. Quake Misery Maya. So, effectively, Power 2 Mario does not know this.
He's in Go.
Oh wait, no, he isn't. He needs.
Oh, he needs
flute, which is in Desert Palace. When he gets the flute, he's in Go mode.
Yep. Nobody's in Go mode. Everybody who has the Quake Medallion is missing the flute.
Yep. And everybody who has the flute is missing the Quake Medallion and the bow. Although, this is coming up quite quick. P-Train is going to be using the Turtle Rock portal. Probably won't be opening up Turtle Rock. We'll probably use this in order to get into Hookshot Cave. And once P-Train enters Hookshot Cave, P-Train does open up Turtle Rock. opening it up, it does take a little bit of time to actually use this Dark World portal, so it makes sense. But yeah, once P-Train gets that bow, gets Quake, P-Train will be in go mode completely.
And Quake was in Hookshot Cave, wasn't it?
Sorry. Quake and Bow were in Hookshot Cave, so P-Train will be in go mode.
Yeah. He'll be at go mode, I'd probably say at the 56-minute mark at most.
Yeah. Power 2 Mario is now making his way to Desert Palace. So this might be a race. Effectively, looking at crystals, Power 2 Mario is definitely doing better, but can Power 2 Mario make his way to Eastern Desert Palace? I don't think so. Yeah, P-Train is just too quick. Getting the bow and Quake. P-Train in 54 minutes and 28 seconds enters into go mode, having only to do Eastern Palace, Palace of Darkness, and Misery Mile. So we'll see. Power 2 Mario only has Misery Mile and Desert Palace left, so Power 2 Mario will probably make his way to Ganon's Tower before, as well, the flute is just coming up.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds we do not need the mirror.
Not at all.
But it does make GT a nightmare if you don't have the mirror and the big key is deep in there.
The mirror's in GT. I'm calling it.
Nah, it'll be an Ice Palace
on
Cold Stare.
These runners aren't checking Ice Palace, though. We'll never know. That's why I'm hoping it's in GT.
I know. I like being trolly. Especially when I'm not running the seed, I like to be trolly.
Chat saying mirror on Laser Bridge. I guess we'll see. Like, maybe somebody will let us know.
Doubt it. It's a pendant.
I mean, we do still have about 20 runners, so eventually the information will disseminate from other runners if they were unlucky to somehow decide to dip Turtle Rock. But yeah, we'll see. So let's see. Power 2 Mario making his way to the back. Has got that flute, has entered go mode, so that was about 55 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, I know an evil place where the mirror could be. Mushroom.
Ped. Oh no, mirror can't be on Ped. My bad.
No, it would. If it was possible, I would have said pedestal. No. It could be on Mushroom Turn-In.
That is a point.
If it's on Mushroom Turn-In, we will know due to the credits.
Yeah, that will definitely be good. So Power 2 Mario is facing off against Lammo. Gets some nice fire rod shots. Nearly one cycles Lammo, but will easily two-cycle this. Yep, done wonderfully. That is Lammo down, and Power 2 Mario is on 6 crystals.
Yep, just gotta hope that Meyer is a God Meyer then.
Yep. Or tempered in Maya before Big Key. That will also be good for our runners. Because whilst our runners can do Master Sword Bow, they don't, you know, I don't think they really want to. It's not fun.
Speaking as a person who constantly has to do Fighter Sword Vitreous, yeah, it's not fun. When I have to do Fighter Sword Vitreous, I never have the silver arrows.
So Power 2 Mario going to activate that flute and will then be heading off to Maya. P-Train is going to be finishing up Palace of Darkness. Professor Ender is soon to be finishing off Palace of Darkness. So, yeah, Professor Ender will do Palace of Darkness, we'll get that flute, and then we'll do Misery Maya. Surge is... Where is Surge? I'd assume this is Palace of Darkness, but
Yeah,
not
it is.
entirely sure.
I'm like 90% sure this is Palace.
So yeah, Power 2 Mario will be now going into Misery Maya. Might check Misery Maya Shed for Tempered or Silvers. It's a quick check, so... But decides not to this time, and goes and uses Quake, opening up the secret underwater dungeon that is Misery Maya. What horrors await us in this place?
Not Godmire.
Professor Ender getting his 5th crystal. So that's good. And Surge is checking King's Tomb whilst P-Train is finishing off Palace of Darkness.
Renderer being trolled by the red guard there.
Yeah. So when we say Godmire, from my memory, although I think there are 2 places it can be. The first place Godmire could be, because
right
it's really
here.
easy to get to. Yep. It's right here, it's on this bridge, and it's not a Godmire, as much as I know. So yeah.
It's still considered Godmire if it's in the chest right here to the right. Because you can literally just take the key here and go up.
Is it? This is the question. Is it? No, not the
He took
Godmire.
the death. I think he's got a fairy though.
And just to remind chat, once Power 2 Mario has cleared the Misery Maya dungeon, we will be doing the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. That's where there are 22 possible locations for the Ganon's Tower Big Key in Ganon's Tower. You will place your guesses between 1 and 22 of where it is. Well, if you want to, and yeah, all I can sort of give you is my adoration if you're, well, if you're right. And supposedly unlimited rando seeds for life.
Yeah, anyone who's listened to me commentate enough knows what my choice is. And since I'm really trolly, of course it's 22.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll go for 21.
Well, that's
Let's be trolly together.
Yes. As the commentators, we have to be together on this.
So, yeah, chat saying that Maya's Vanilla Big Key. I don't think lobby chest has been checked yet.
It hasn't.
But
But
yes, it is.
It is vanilla.
Chat is always right.
Apparently you weren't here for the time I was right with every call. And people were calling, saying "burn the witch" in chat.
There was a key sanity seed, and because I felt sad that we couldn't do the GT Big Key guessing game, I did the GT Big Key guessing game for all locations in the game.
Yeah.
With chat. I got it right. It's only like 200 guesses. It's fine. But yeah, Power 2 Mario is now making his way down to Vitreous. So, 1 out of 2 items have been found in Misery Maya. This shouldn't matter too much because Power 2 Mario is in Go mode, but we'll see if on Vitreous is the second item. So, checking in on our runners, Professor Andra will be defeating Desert Palace. Has gotten that flute, is making his way to go mode. He's in go mode. 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 45 seconds. Surge is in Desert Palace. I can't see with the entire thing what Surge has done and has not done, so we'll see where Surge goes next. P-Train is in Misery Mire, and Power 2 Mario is now facing off against Vitreous. Only has a bow and has the Master Sword. Is on 1 heart, may have a fairy. This feels very dangerous. 5 small eyes to go. 3 small eyes to go.
2. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, he's got a fury.
1. Oh,
he's got a fairy.
There's a fairy.
Yeah.
Phew.
He caught it right before he went up into the final rooms.
Finishes off that last eyeball and gets the 8 arrows into Vitreous. The big eyeball. Is it an item? It is a piece of heart. And Power 2 Mario gets his 7th crystal, which means that it is time for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. Get your guesses in chat. 1, 2, 22. The question from chat. I think if a runner finds a big key in a room with 4 chests and it's the first chest, most runners will check all the other checks around, but it depends where the runner is in the chest layout of GT, is how I call it.
I call it like whoever gets in first is the number of.
Yeah. It's just saying, would runners check extra chests in order to look for silvers or tempered? Was the question, by the way.
I personally, this is what I do. If there's multiple chests in the room and big keys in the first chest in that room, I check the other ones.
Yeah. Professor Ender does get his 6th crystal, and P-Train is getting his 7th crystal. I am going to measure the time gap. Power 2 Mario 106.28 for entering the Dark World using Turtle Rock. And we'll see when P-Train enters in. I think it'll be about 1 minute and 10 behind. And make sure your guesses are in, because once Power 2 Mario does enter Ganon's Tower, all guesses will be off.
Yep, I got mine in. And the cutoff point is now. Yeah. And when you don't have the mirror, you gotta hope that the big key is in the first couple of locations.
Number 1 is bombs. Can you do number 2? Sorry, I left you on that. Number 2 is key. Basically, I like alternating what all the items are for the GT guessing game. So if you'd like to, you can do number 3, and then we'll alternate on what the items are.
Yep, no problem.
So yeah, Power 2 Mario making his way down the right side, the Mario lot side of Ganon's Tower. Going into, I believe this is Compass Room, but I could be wrong.
I haven't played Vanilla Link to the Past, and when did Link the Randomizer come out? 3 is a piece of heart.
4 is 50 rupees.
5 is 10 arrows.
6 is 20 rupees. P-Train opening up Ganon's Tower. I believe that was opened up by Power 2 Mario at about 106.50, so it's about a minute and a half behind. I did try to take note of it. My apologies, everybody.
Oof.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that floor was collapsible. I was wondering why it didn't start. Looks like P-Train's doing left side first.
We're counting it as power to Mario, so even if P-Train gets it, then, you know,
Yep.
we'll count it under that. So power to Mario is going to the back.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
And in the back,
In Bob's chest, which I think was check 7 with 20 rubies.
yep. And power to Mario is now facing off against the Ice Armos. Well, Armos on ice.
Is it like Reptar on ice?
Definitely.
Here's the big question: is how many people get that reference?
So, P-Train has not gotten the big key yet. There's one more item here that P-Train can check. And that's nothing, so... Well, there's Rando Room, sorry, that I just noticed because I didn't notice where P-Train was, and then it's one of the items that Power 2 Mario's checked, number 8 being a compass.
9, 10 arrows.
And 10 20 rupees. It could be in Rando Room.
Could be
So-
in Rando Room.
Oh!
There's
This is number 22 then. You've won, because Power 2 Mario is going to do every other check in the game. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten to take count because I know it's 22, because Power 2 Mario will do every other check that P-Train,
in
you
his
know,
tile room.
has done. And we know it's Tile Room now.
Yes, finally I got another 22.
But yeah, do we even know what number it is? I'm sorry, chat. I can do it by, like, elimination. So that should be number 16? No, 15.
Something like that, yeah. Tile
It's
room is 22 though, is all we know.
I highly doubt that Power 2 Mario will do Tile Room.
Before they do Rando Room.
No, we'll see if P-Train's method does give P-Train a bit more time, effectively. Because P-Train did use a different route here. Did get the mirror, you know, early on, which was in Ganon's tower, which does save a little bit of time. So P-Train could be doing Tile Room before Power 2 Mario. I think P-Train will be ahead by a few seconds.
Okay, here's 19, 20, and 21 right up ahead here.
Yeah, that's for P-Train. Do we just announce it when we see it? It is 22 for both P-Train and Power 2 Mario.
Yeah, but I think this is 19 through 21 right here.
18, and then yeah, it is for P-Train. And so
Yep. So
okay,
I win.
Yep. Power 2 Mario has finished off the 4 in Rando Room, so Power 2 Mario does still have an advantage, as chat is saying, and is just waiting up Tile Room. So Professor Renderer is about to defeat Vitreous for that 7th crystal.
So we do know too. I like the Tanuki bunny rap form.
Yeah.
We do know with this too that the other swords can be in could be in the other dungeons. One could have been in the big chest in GT.
Yep.
And go ahead.
It's still possible that the swords are on the climb, and there it is, 22. So I need to technically check this, but I believe, well, There were multiple people technically, so I'm just double checking this. So, Ice Zone Zero, congratulations, and Nira Lightshine. Wonder who that person is. Congratulations on guessing 22 and getting the GT guessing game correct.
Wait, who got the 22 as well? Oh yeah, Ice Zone. Congrats. If you were hearing of my chair creaking, it's because I was doing the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man dance.
Always good to win the GT Big Game guessing game.
Yeah,
it's even better when you're running it, though.
Well, it's especially nice since I only ever guessed 22.
But yeah. As chat is saying, P-Train's execution can make it up in the climb. Definitely. So here we are, Power 2 Mario and P-Train, both on the gauntlet. I haven't checked it. I will check it now. 1:14:47. But there must be about 15 seconds between them. So this is big. One slip up, and Power 2 Mario, wow, could be overtaken right now. And I believe that
making this up fast.
Yeah. 1:15:02, 17 seconds between them. Power 2 Mario is making his way up. Well, Ganon's Tower, defeating Lambo 2, takes a hit from that, fire source, effectively. Defeats Lambo 2 and exits Lambo 2, 1:15:26. P-Train is making his way further up. GT is now facing off against Lambo 2. If this is a good fight, then could save a few seconds here. And that is, 1:15:44. So still that 15, 16 seconds between them. And
Professor Renderer just entered GT at 1:15:25.
Yeah. So Surge is going further on this. Seems to be on 5 crystals. Will be going into pod shortly. And Power 2 Mario doing the 2 torch rooms. P-Train right behind, 1 stream behind.
Ooh, Power 2 Mario struggling to get that magic jar.
Yeah. Let's time it again. Power 2 Mario doing the second torch room, exits it. 1:16:30. P-Train already in the torch room. 1:16:35. 5 seconds between them. P-Train opening up, gets a tempered, in the second chest. So it will be tempered Sword Ganon a little bit easier. The P-Train is so close to Power 2 Mario right now.
Yeah, this is coming down to the wire.
Power 2 Mario does defeat Moldorm, which is important because Moldorm can be a sort of pain, and goes through there. P-Train also defeats Moldorm, so there's still that time gap, effectively. Power 2 Mario, 1:17:15. P-Train's right behind, although I think P-Train has lost some time. 1:17:23, 8 seconds between them.
A lot can be made up during Aga 2.
Yeah, exactly. And talking about Aga 2, Power 2 Mario does face Aga 2. That looks like a 2. P-Train straight behind. And that is a 2. So
that's
2
a 3 on P-Train.
Ooh, was that really a 3? Power 2 Mario defeats Aghanim, so 3-2 for P-Train.
There we go, 3-2-1 on the P-Train's part.
Yeah, compared to a 2-2-2, so no time gained. But about 10 seconds between them. Either one of them could win this race.
This could end up a tie if there's enough time, if there's that little of a gap between them too.
As much as I remember, I've only seen it once, but professionally a tie is within 5 seconds of each other. We'll probably just check the times here as this is more of a friendly race, but yeah.
This is an awesome race to call, though.
Definitely. Really nice to see this.
Ooh, that's a nice bounce off of Ganon's spear.
So yeah, both Power 2 Mario and P-Train are in the second phase. P-Train's making fantastic work of Ganon, so might be saving a little bit of time here. So many hits on Ganon himself. Oh, P-Train is on to the third phase of Ganon. I believe that means that P-Train has overtaken Power 2 Mario right now.
Yep.
Amazing.
Only reason he took a lead is because he decided to take a little bit more risk.
Yeah. And there we go. The silver arrows were in Swamp Palace.
Oh, did it say that? I missed that. Oh
Yep,
no! Power
Ganon
Mario
was in
took a fall!
Oh, it's such a shame. But it does happen in high-stress situations like this. We'll see what happens. I mean, P-Train could also take a fall, but P-Train is on to the final stage, taking those Tempered Sword spins. I don't remember how much they are. Is it something like 16?
I think it's like 20-something on spins.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, P-Train has defeated Ganon, so get your
12.
GGs ready. Yep, 12, thank you. Get your GGs ready for P-Train.
Yep, and P-Train finishes with an official time of 1 hour, 20 minutes and 15 seconds.
Professor Rendra is going past, well. So, GG's P-Train.
Also, P-Train finished first overall in the race and the restream.
Yes. So, yeah, congratulations, P-Train.
Appreciate it.
That was amazing to watch. So, if you haven't seen what's actually happening, Power 2 Mario was in the lead, and you just overtook him and just clinched that win. So, amazing.
I have to imagine, like, I felt really bad diving pod for nothing when you could have single dipped it. But also, I imagine that if you single dip pod, quote unquote, your sword situation is awful.
Yeah.
The sword and pod allowed me to kill the Moth, which gave me the Pyramid Fairy, which gave me my second sword, which gave me a true go mode.
Actually, that means that I'm just trying to think.
The only other sword I found was in the top of GT, so I don't know where that port sword is.
I mean, just thinking, everybody had to double dip pod though, because the bow was in. Well, they didn't, but everybody that on Restream did, because even though the mitts were on Pyramid Ledge, basically what happened was the only reason people went to Pyramid Ledge was because of Pyramid Fairy, which meant that everybody's double dip pod here.
Yeah, if you got those mitts before you got that sword out of pod, I think you have a real bad time with this seed, actually. It's because you get the bow, and at that point you're in sword mode. You get a super early big key in pod. I don't know if you stay and do the back of it. I mean, maybe for Skull Woods, but even if you do that, then you get Fighter Sword. And there's no way you do Pyramid Fairy before you do, Meyer and GT.
Yeah.
So you basically do a Fighter Sword climb and, probably get the sword on top of GT.
Also, Power to Mario just killed Ganon and will finish with a time of 1:23:01.
Yep. Second in the race and second on the restream. Get your GGs ready for Power 2 Mario. Yeah. And welcome, Power 2 Mario. GG's.
Yeah, good job, P-Train.
Appreciate it. GG's.
Just, again, I'll say to you what I said to P-Train. Thank you so much for that close race. amazing to see. I know that you probably haven't seen it, but you were neck and neck for such a long time.
I had a very strong feeling that that was the case, and I saw that tile room big key. I'm like, oh man, this might be it. I might actually win an open weekly. And then that Ganon fall was just gutting.
To clarify on that one, P-Train just effectively the Ganon fall didn't actually make the difference. P-Train, you did a great second phase of Ganon, which actually meant at that stage P-Train was a couple of seconds ahead of you, Power 2 Mario.
Oh wow, okay. Alright.
Yeah, the Ganon fall didn't count into it. It was just amazing execution. Actually on that note, the thing that started the race was that P-Train, you went to the left side of Ganon's tower, whilst you went to the right, Power 2 Mario.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically on GT routing, but I do know that the mirror was on the left side, which meant that P-Train had a little bit more utility, I guess.
Well, you also got to skip part of the right side, and you can mirror back. It's tough to walk out without the mirror like that.
I've never done this GT route in my life. I actually wanted to do Dark Magician and forgot that I didn't have the mirror. So when I pulled mirror in the rando room, I was like, you know what? I would never do this in any other situation, but let's go ahead and mirror so I can hedge my bets against people who did Hope Room first, as they should, you know? So if there was a big key in Hope Room, maybe I didn't lose so much time there.
You end up doing Tile Room right after Hope Room?
No. I did full left until I got to Rando Room, then I mirrored and did full right all the way to Ice Armos, and then last located Tile Room effectively.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, what we were talking about before you entered in Power 2 Mario was just double dipping Palace of Darkness. Everybody on the restream, including yourself, I believe, has double dip Palace of Darkness, but it wasn't that good of an experience. But otherwise, it would have been a tough experience just getting those mitts on Pyramid Ledge and then following it through there, definitely with the sword placement. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I was elated because, so what P-Train probably didn't see, obviously you're racing. So I got really excited when I saw Fire Rod, Glove, Hammer, Pearl. I'm like, I'm going to go straight to Skull Woods and get that done. But you need a sword to get past the boss. He probably saw like midway through, I'm like, oh, I need the sword. So I went did the first chest in the back of Skull, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to Pod. As I didn't even go to South Shore before then. I just went straight to Pod and hoped that I would get a sword there, because I figured, you know, there's 4 swords out there in a crystal dungeon. There's got to be a sword upgrade somewhere in one of these, and Pod seemed like a good bet, and it was really really nice to get that.
Yeah, I really want to hear from someone who got mitts before they got the sword out of Pod. Because I feel like there's no way you get the mitts first and you're not doing a fighter sword GT climb.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, there's nobody else that's finished, but if anybody somehow does know where that 4th sword is, I'm intrigued, because checked everything. It must have been an independent dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like maybe Smith Chain had something, but even then you got to go to Smith Chain like over the mountain, and I don't think you do that. So, yeah, I just, if you get mitts first, you're not getting the sword out of Pyramid Fairy. You're just not. So, but no, this was an interesting one. I felt really good about the early game. I was a bit disappointed as I went to go clear like Sphere, because I mean you got Dark World access super early. I felt a little sad going back and doing Escape for nothing, going back and doing Zora for nothing. Red Boomerang, that was like it. So in my mind I'm like, oh, I could have, maybe skipped that and got a better time, and then you only get the sword out of pod, and you're like, at the time I didn't think that was enough of a value to be excited, about the pod dip. But it wasn't until I got that third sword off of GT, I'm like, maybe that pod dip wasn't so bad. And at that point, I felt pretty good about my time. So even if it wasn't like a first place finish, I figured I'd at least be on the podium at that point.
With regards to Pyramid Fairy, because I haven't asked this of both of you, did either of you actually think of Pyramid Fairy as an option? I know you both went to it as soon as you got it, or did you go, these are the crystals I can clear, and then go, okay, actually they are red crystals, let's check Pyramid Fairy now?
Yeah, I think just naturally, they're really easy to do in sequence. So like it's natural to like go through that counterclockwise motion and go right up into Pyramid Fairy then. So I think if one of them wasn't red, then I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, and with Skullwoods being the last 5-6 crystal you need, it's like you only need a sword at that point, and there's 4 of them in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of an easy thing to put on. Like I put off Pyramid Ledge thinking I'm 100% going to do that with Pyramid Fairy and even Catfish. But I don't know, pulling the sword and the lamp.
I forgot the lamp was there. Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah.
So
And then also with the mitts on the ledge, I was like, no, we gotta, after the pod dip, I'm still feeling behind, and we gotta hit the gas here.
Get your GGs ready in chat for Professor Rendra, and also get your GGs ready in chat for Surge. Professor Rendra finished with the time of 1:30:04, and welcome, Professor Rendra. And Surge has decided to forfeit. Again, just GG. Thanks for playing, everybody. And welcome, Serge, and welcome, Professor Rendra. Let's start with Professor Rendra. What did you think about this seed?
It's almost a sub 130, but it may as well have been a sub 130 to begin with. I played pretty well, all things considered. Like I don't think the seed is a mirrorless seed, yes, and haha, funny mirror inside GT. That was a little bit funny, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. Like it wasn't a bad seed by any means. It definitely felt interesting to kind of go without a mirror, because it doesn't, mirrorless seeds don't usually pop up a whole lot. It's just a little bit of a mental mind game just to kind of figure out, oh, hey, I don't have mirror. How do I route this without the mirror up until GT? Yeah, but the fact that the swamp with swamp get the silvers hint saying it was some pals, like, yeah, there's no way you were ever going to get silvers considering the circumstances.
Yeah. And what was your opinion on the seed, Serge?
Wow. This dark room is the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
Where were the swords?
Sword was there was a sword. I know a sword was in Pyramid Fairy, which was where the lamp was. Sword. There was a second,
Pyramid Fairy.
and then a second sword that I found was on top of GT.
Oh man.
One thing that we've been kind of discussing is the idea that if you got mitts before the sword in pod, you might have a really bad time with this seed, because at that point you're most certainly never doing Pyramid Fairy, so you're probably doing Biter Sword GT all the way to the top.
Where was the sword in GT?
In
Mini
the
Helma room, left chest.
Mini Helma.
And Big Key was in the tile room.
Oh my lord, is just my luck.
Hey, you certainly could have pulled it off without a Master Sword, without lamp, with enough darkroom practice. I think you could definitely do it. And then you scum you fluff some checks up on the climb, and boom, you get your sword, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I feel like if you have Master Sword Silverless, I think the chests before Moldorm 2 are always worth it.
Yeah, I actually did.
100%.
Oh, sorry. I ended up fluffing just to find trying to find ether, just in the off chance that Misery Mire was required, needed ether for its requirements. Thankfully, it wasn't, but it's hard not to just be concerned about that fact when you don't have mirror, and that with and with the fact that if I were to save quit after defeating Lammo, I would have orphaned off Agina's cave in that situation. That's why I chose to do that.
Where was the sword? Where was the first sword?
First sword for me was Pod in the dark rupee basement.
Yep, that was mine as well. That was
Master Sword on Pyramid Fairy. You couldn't get until you got the sword out of Pod.
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
Which is
And that's what led me to myths on the pyramid.
Yeah.
That's basically how I did it too. Was that I considering the fact that Skull and Thieves Town were the 5/6s. All I did was I just routed through the bottom, started from Skullwoods, worked my way to the bottom, slinked up to Stumpy, then grabbed my big bomb, did a little bit of dashing with the bomb because I'm starting to learn that now. And that's when I found myths. I'm like, okay, good. That's why going into Pod the first time was actually the first time round was the right decision. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that route. I got stuck in the Pod dark room, which coming the other way is much harder for me. But getting the sword, then the mitts, going up the mountain. Basically, I got my bow, and I think I was a flute away from go mode, and the flute was in
Desert.
Yeah, it was in desert. So I immediately started doing, crystals, and I got the flute, and it was go mode. And it's like, I'm never going back to Pyramid Fair. Yeah.
Yep. That'll do it, honestly.
Wow, what a seed. GG's, guys. GG's.
Yeah, GG's as well.
GG's.
Where was the GT Big Key, by the way?
Tower room.
Power room.
Yeah, pretty diabolical, isn't it?
Yeah,
it was gonna be a full clear anyways. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let myself into that one. We don't talk about that Wallmaster grab, by the way. Just saying. But I mean, to be fair, without mirror, that's kind of a hard to justify doing a prayer, a Hail Mary on doing tile room. Especially how I routed it, like how I played it was actually it definitely felt good.
I will only ever rush tile room if I find like all 4 GT keys in the front. And even then, it's just more of a meme than I think this is actually going to work.
Just thinking of other things happening in the seed. What were your all thoughts with regards to Tower of Hera? Because I mean, Hera Pot came in handy for everybody here, and yeah, it didn't seem like a good placement. That logically, you had to do Hera basement in order to get the big key and come up. But also, the second item was in the big chest of Hera.
I mean, when I did Hera, I still had Pod, Eastern, maybe some other stuff. So I had way too much on the board to spend 90 plus seconds for one item.
I mean, Hera basement has been, messing me over many, many times. But I sequence broke the hook shot, went up the mountain. I was clearing the mountain without the mitt, so I was on regular Death Mountain. I literally said, "Hey, this is one check, and I've got so much to do here. I'm not. I'm not doing that basement."
For me, it was kind of odd because I'll still Herapod even if I get the small key. I know that's setting myself up to get punished for doing Herapod, but hey, I want to at least show that I can at least do some Herapodding shenanigans with spin speed Herapod. Finicky, I'll get out, but I'm at least doing it. And then the second time around, it was, well, it's where I just kind of decided, okay, let's just do the other method after doing the Death Warp to get the big key.
So I can't do any of the other methods for Herapod. I learned the most recent one where you find you put your sword out, make sure you're flush with the pot, move over so you're lined up with the line, put a bomb out, go up, move over to the large pot, and as the bomb is exploding, move back into it, and it bounces you right into the pot. So that's the only setup I know, and it works every time.
The Lord Raiden setup, yeah, that setup is super free. Like, that is the most freest setup I can think of, and I ended up opting to go for the fast Ravus setup just on the second round because I didn't want to bother having to spend more time just finishing with spin speed Herapod, even though I got it the first time around. But I just figured something to think about when I'm doing Herapods. I mean, I'll still do Lord Raiden setup because that's super free, but yeah.
GG's, guys. I gotta head out, but great game, great race.
GG's.
GG's, Serge, and thanks for allowing yourself to be restreamed.
Indeed. Okay, have a good night, guys.
Right, so I'm just trying to think about other stuff in the seed. I mean, boot leading to flute. I mean, it was logical progression, so that all kind of made sense. It wouldn't really throw people off. But still, what were your thoughts on that? Because flute was right side Desert Palace.
To be quite honest, that one wasn't too bad. I was late to desert because, well, I still had other dungeons to clear, so I was still intending to go into the desert either way. There was no way I was ever going to go into ice or Turtle Rock. Like, yes, it was. Yes, Turtle Rock is 5-1 with the what you need for go mode, at least in that current state. I figured, well, if I still am going to go ahead and clear desert because before I considered doing Turtle Rock, just as a thought. And of course that led me to the right path, even though, yeah, the fact that you still have to get book for just to get into desert in the first place. Yeah, I mean, that's not the worst thing you could do, to be quite honest. Yeah, it was pretty much simple. It wasn't anything bad.
But yeah, so just thinking, well, yeah, I'm pretty much ready to wrap up. There's everybody else's times that I'll say at the end of this. Is there anything else? P-Train left, so GG's to P-Train. Either of you want to say Power to Mario and Professor Ender?
No, just thank you to you all tracking and commentating, and thank you to everybody who's watching on Speed Gaming 4 for filling up the room. I hope we put on a good show for you.
Yeah, likewise, thanks to comms, trackers, and of course, we'll be seeing a lot more Link to the Past action because of League starting up tomorrow, actually. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, it'd be really, really cool because my team, of course, I've been participating in it for quite a while. My team name is Everyday is Mad Red Monday, featuring myself, SCZ, and High Ruler. We're supposed to be racing on Tuesday, so Tuesday as of the time of racing of this race. But yeah, just thanks comms checkers. Thanks for putting on the race and all that. It's good to actually get a pretty good results at the end of the day. Again, so it's not a sub 130, but it might as well have been a sub 130 to begin with, because of considering how I played. Yeah, I'm out. GG's.
Yep, GG's, Professor Andra. So I'll go through a few things. So the first thing I'll put through is, okay, so everybody so far who's finished: Vinter 124.29, RD Walsh V 126.56, Dixon 129.20, Akuhesh 129.32, Professor Endra, who we've seen given GG's to 130.04, Sawyer 137.26, Dr. Bowser 137.30, Coin Chaser 137.51, Legendary Moon 137.58, Oboe 145.01, and we've still got people running. Got a few people who have forfeited. I think it's just because of that, GT placement, effectively. Sorry, not GT, but pyramid placement. I'd like to thank our trackers, Hugo, Lightyear, for tracking and helping us with all of this. Thank you to chat for, basically pointing a few things out for us. I mean, I try to notice everything in this, but, it's always good to have chat to have my back. And it's always fun chatting with chat. Thank you to my co-commentator, Nira Lightshine. Absolutely amazing to co-commentate with you. And thank you for Speed Gaming for keeping up with these weeklies and dailies. They're always fun to watch. They're always fun to commentate. The one thing that I can sort of say about everything is that I personally have heard about League from everybody, including now from Professor Endra. So that should be starting up soon. Those are very interesting matches this year, so it'll be interesting to see. So you can see that soon, and just keep tuned to Speed Gaming for more link to past randomizers. Is there anything else? I mean, just to keep you in the know, Speed Gaming 3 is Super Mario Bros. 3, so that's good effectively. So we'll probably be going there. We'll just see what happens, because I don't see any other Speed Gaming about, and just have a good rest of your Sunday, everybody. So, yep, I'm saying goodbye, and thank you.